What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts yet again and talk about what I've really started to experience, I think, with this fandom, see with this fandom, highlighted, of course, by the 23 anniversary of Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, we're going to talk about that in a second, but I really feel like we're seeing almost a breaking point, and I say that with love. I say that with understanding, and I also say that with, it's not really the community turning against each other. I don't think it's people having mental, meltdowns online and turning on each other and, storming the streets and stuff. But I really think I just see, and this is just me, maybe I see it in a certain way that other people don't, or maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but I just see this like aura of giving up, of losing hope. And it's not like we haven't ever gone through this before. Obviously, like, social media is a bit more prevalent, and it probably is always going to be different, each time, just because of social media and technology and all that stuff. But it's like, we have gone through this before, but I just feel like this time feels a little bit different. This time feels like we know we've gone through it before, but we're so done. And so, what am I talking about here? Well, we actually have talked, sporadically about Kingdom Hearts and like the lack of, news and whatnot. To me, it always just gets me, and I always say this pretty much every time, like, when you don't want to make the mistake of Kingdom Hearts 3 again, and then you do it directly after, like, that shows me that you're not really learning from your past mistakes, okay? Look, I mean, I love Kingdom Hearts, and I love knowing about its existence and knowing that they're doing stuff, and, again, the point of, like, fans giving up and just kind of being over it and done with it and just losing hope. The thing I think with Kingdom Hearts fans that will never end is the rebound, the coming back. When the tides turn, when we get a new trailer, when they tell us the release year is 2026 or 2027, people come back immediately. They don't really lose people, okay? They lose people like in the short term, and they always return, if that makes sense. So I just want to say, for anything else I'm about to say, just remember that part, okay? We're kind of only talking in the short term, but people are done. And again, like, you look at Kingdom Hearts 3 and you say, don't do that again, and yet here we are with Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, I do think different circumstances. I really think the length is just simply because that's where we're at in the industry nowadays. Back when they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 and you were getting into Kingdom Hearts 3, yes, games were starting to take, inch by inch, just, a little bit longer, right? Every year, the industry was moving towards longer and bigger games, but it wasn't that bad, especially when they announced it, because it was so much earlier than when it released. Nowadays, it's common, right, that games come out 5-6 years after they're announced, of Kingdom Hearts' size. And when they announce it, you like to believe that they were already working on it for years before, and then it seems to never turn out to be that way, right? It always seems to be when they announced it, they started like freaking the day before. No, I don't really think that. I think it was somewhat close, but, not too far before, which means you're going to have to wait 5-6 years from that announcement. So that's just the tragedy of it all. You also look at Missing Link, another, I think, honestly, an aspect of the fans' frustration, fans saying, okay, well, what are you doing? Like, what is happening here? And, you do Missing Link, you delay it, and then you just have nothing. And that one, I think people are done. That one, I think people are really ready. And, I just made a video last week talking about that. Like, should it just not even come out? And, I get both sides. And, I want the story to come out. I want to experience it, but, we've talked about it. And even, like, the preservation side, Square Enix definitely doesn't care about keeping these mobile games out long term. So what really is the point, I guess, in the short term? It's really money for them. That's the quick answer, by the way. But, those are the two factors. Now, this kind of comes to a head because of, honestly, I will say, very funny, and I can respect it to a great degree, but then you can also kind of look at it and say, okay, well, WTF, right? Tetsuya Nomura does the most throwaway, in my opinion, fan question of the fruit, right? So he's asked about the fruit, and, there's the clips being shown of, Riku tossing it to Sora, and that's it. And, I've seen people lean into this in a comedic way, which I find very respectful, and people saying, the joke being, the Square Enix team goes to Nomura and says, hey, it's the 23rd anniversary, you got anything for us? And he says no, and then they say, okay, we got it. That's our quote. Or then they just ask him a very, very silly question, or kind of a nothing burger. And, You can really go back even when he was talking about like the poem that he wrote a couple months ago. Again, I actually think there's some discussion that could, and we did. I made a whole video on that poem. That's how desperate we are. But I do think you can talk about it. The poem specifically, I think there's at least a little bit there. There was a little bit of an attempt. This one, this fruit thing, I don't think there was any attempt given. I think they asked him that like on his way to the bathroom or something. Okay, like there's nothing there. And look, do I expect anything for the 23rd anniversary? Not really. It's not a big one. You know what's a big one? 25. So 25 is a big number. 2 more years. Can we, for the love of God, have Kingdom Hearts 4 out by then, or at least be in that year? And can you at least make that year something special, right? Celebrate the 25th anniversary with really go out. Do not ask him a question about like what color is the sea in this frame of Kingdom Hearts 2 or something. Don't do that, right? 25th anniversary, go serious. But I really, all joking aside, and it is quite funny, and again, I can actually respect it because I don't think he cares in that way. I think he very much cares about the franchise, but I don't think he cares. I think it was like, they asked him that at 4:59 p.m. They leave at 5. It's like they're just trying to get something from this creative genius, and I don't blame him, okay? Again, I just kind of want to make it clear of where I stand. But I do think it for the fandom, it reaches like a boiling point. And that was something that kind of, I think, tipped a lot of people that I've seen social media-wise off, because there's already this feeling of hopelessness and just having nothing. And then you have, okay, well, maybe you could do just the smallest of things on the anniversary. Technically, they did. I mean, you say, okay, give us a small little thing on the anniversary. Do you want a trivia question from Nomura? That's what we'll give you. Do you want a riddle? Do you want a poem? We'll give you that too. This is where they're resorting to. So, I can find it funny. I can find it, I can respect it actually for what they're trying to do. If they are leaning into it. I don't know if they are not taking it seriously though on purpose, or they are, I guess that depends how much I should respect them. But whatever. Bottom line is, we need something, okay? Now, I've always said Missing Link, I probably should. I want to say the word should. I don't know if it would, need to. I would definitely take Kingdom Hearts 4 news before Missing Link, but order of priorities, I do think Missing Link is first, if they're even still doing it. So can we please, for the love of God, over the next couple months, is that too much to ask for? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.